All right, what is up, guys? So, I've had this idea for a while now that I just kind of wanted to do some kind of just little talk session, whatever. I kind of talk anyways and think about a lot of stuff, and I figure it's like, maybe I can put these thoughts out there, maybe get some feedback, you know, help somebody out. Maybe somebody can help me out, just kind of breaking down thoughts, right? So, this is like a little talk session on the way to the gym. Um, Something I've been thinking about recently is people people get these two things mixed up: contentment, comfort. So you want to be content, but you don't want to be comfortable, right? And what I mean by that is, I feel like so often we kind of look around and we're like, well, hey, I want this and I want that, and why does this person have this and why don't I have that? And don't I deserve that? Don't I work hard? Don't I do this? And like, shouldn't I have, cars and money and success and fame, jobs, whatever, raises, relationships, all kinds of things. And basically, you don't want to go down that. You want to be content, right? You want to be content in how you approach your life. You want to be grateful. You want to be content, and but you don't want to be comfortable in the fact of, oh well, I'm good with this. I'm comfortable right here. There's no need for me to keep going, right? There's no need for me to pursue something different. And you know, it's very easy to cross those two. But in my mind, the way I think about it is, when you're content with something, is that you're content where you are. You're not, sometimes, man, and I do this. I'm terrible about this. I'll be where I'm at, and I'm working towards my goals. I have several goals that I want to complete into this year, by the next year, and I know that I can't. Sometimes things don't happen overnight, and you can't do anything about it. And sometimes I really just want to make them happen, and I'm just getting so angry and like, oh my gosh, dude, I hate where I'm at. I hate this. Sometimes you need to be content, be grateful, and slow down, and smell the roses, as they say, because there's gonna come a day where you're so busy and you're so, you're gonna look back and miss, like, man, I remember when life was simple. A lot of times people look back at high school or middle school or whatever, and they're like, man, I miss when life was so simple. I miss whenever, I could wake up on a Saturday morning, at 11 a.m. and sleep in and watch TV and mess around and not do nothing. You know, and to me, contentment is understanding and appreciating where you are now, but knowing that you still have somewhere to go and you're still climbing there. Um, and then, like, comfort, man, comfort's like that silent killer of, well, I'm good enough where I'm at. I don't need to. I'm good right here. This feels nice. I'm comfortable. Wow, this is easy. This is good. I got into this good routine. And man, sometimes, dude, comfort disguises itself as like, this is a good thing. But dude, you can really get lost in comfort, and you can just waste away and waste away and waste away. And the longer that you're away from it, the harder it is to come back. You know, you get comfortable at your job, we get comfortable in our relationships, and things are, oh, this is just easy now, and this is just, well, it's okay, I just do this, and this is where I want to be. And you settle, you settle for where you're at, and you're like, well, this is where I want, this is okay, this is good enough, this is good enough. And that's a scary phrase, man, because we all have so much purpose. We all have, you know we all have meaning, man, and we all have, something that we're good at, something that we can bring to the table, man. And I feel like a lot of people shortchange themselves because they don't they don't think that they can do it, or that they get comfortable where they're at, or people holding them back and they hold themselves back. And you don't want to get comfortable, man. You want to make sure that you know you can recognize where you are, be content where you are, be grateful for where you are, but knowing, hey, I got to keep getting after it, you know. I mean, it's like with working out, man. So many people quit working out so soon because you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you know. And a lot of people, you see it every year. In the summer, everybody's in the gym. School's out, college is out, whatever, you know. If you work, you know, then, you know, you figure it out a little bit. But, you know, summertime, man, I want to get in shape for the summer, man. I want to have that beach body and all this good stuff, man. And everybody's in there, man. New Year's resolutions. People, this first half of the year, man, people are going to the gym. They want to get fit. Life starts happening again. Get back into August. Schools comes back in. People get back busy. Christmas time, you know, holidays, man. People want to eat good at Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's over. It's gone, man. People leave. People quit working out when it gets inconvenient. And you see it some in the summer too, man. I mean, the partying starts happening. People going, I want to go to the beach. You know, people start shortchanging themselves, and they start, you know, as you get older, and, you know, you get busier in life, man, and you get a job, and you have a house, and you have a wife, and you have a kid, and it's too busy, man. It's too busy to try to make time for the gym, man, or make time for whatever it is, you know. And the gym's important, but I love working out. That's what this is all based about. I love it. You know, I want to do it, you know, professionally one day, but, you know, that's not all it is. You know, some people, man, they don't give a flip about working out. And sometimes I think I've met a couple people who don't care about working out. They said there's no point working out. They've looked at me and they told me, said, you're wasting your time working out. You're going to grow old and it's all going to be gone anyway. And, you know, if you look at life with that kind of outlook, it's kind of bleak. You know, well, we're all going to die, so what's the point of doing anything? You know, that's kind of what I said. And, you know, I get it, but really what it is excuse because you just don't make time for it. You know, people have all kinds of hobbies that they love and they make time for them. And, you know, you got to be able to make time for the things that you like, you know, and for the things that not even stuff that you like. Sometimes you got to make time for the stuff that you need to do, stuff that betters you, you know. Working out betters you, you know. Everybody doesn't have to be a bodybuilder, power lifter. Working out helps you out, though. It's good for you. I mean, you know, I'm the smartest guy in the world, but I know there's plenty of studies out there. Working out's good for you. That's a known fact. You know, dieting is good for you. Everybody knows it. And, but people get comfortable, man. People get comfortable in the lifestyles and the parties, man, and the come on, man, let's just go drinking this weekend. Let's just go party this weekend, man. This is fun. This is nice. This is easy, man. You get lost. You get lost in that. And, you know, there's nothing, I mean, you know, you're shortchanging yourself. And there's going to come a day when you grow older, man, and you're going to look back and you're like, I chose for my entire life to be comfortable because I didn't want to work hard and I didn't want to suffer a little bit. Suffering's good, man. People, you know, I mean, obviously to an extent, but you need to suffer a little bit. Everybody does. You know, it's good for us. I think as human beings, we're designed to suffer a little bit. You know, it helps you grow. You know, it's hard, man. It's hard for you to grow in a comfortable environment, man. I mean, you know, things can be too harsh where it keeps you from growing, sure. But you gotta have a little bit of willpower behind you to get anywhere, and have a little bit of drive, man. You got to be able to go through those tough times and go through those things in life, man, and really push through and really, you know, go forward. And comfort will kill that. You know, you get somewhere, you work at a job, man. It's easy, it's laid back. You know, you're not working crazy hard. You know, you got pretty decent guys you work with, and get your scheduling, man. It's easy to get lost there and never achieve nothing else. And this is something I have to remind myself of every day. I got to remind myself of that. You know, you can't let yourself get comfortable there, and you have to be able to realize that, you know, you got goals. You know, you got things you want to do, and you have to be able to put in the work to achieve them because nobody else is going to help you achieve them. You know, but Yeah, man, you don't want to be comfortable. You got to be able to push forward. I think that I don't know, man. It kind of been speaking to me lately because it really bugs me and it really hurts me because I see so many people who, man, you talk to people older than you. I talked to a couple guys older than me, man, and it's like you see that they have dreams and aspirations when they're kids, when they're younger, my age, and I'm 20, and they have, whenever they're younger, they have, all these things that are like, man, this is what I want to do when I grow up. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I love, and they just dwindles away because they let the party and they let the comfort of life and the needing the, you know, this, that, and other, and they work and they don't feel like, oh, well, I work. I don't want to have to mess with this when I'm not working. I want to work and take my time off and just do what I want to do and just relax. And you can do that, man, but the only person that you're shortchanging is yourself. Don't ever forget that, guys. Whenever you push your dreams to the side, the only person that you're hurting is you. You're not hurting nobody else. People grow up, man. People grow up with bad lives, bad families, bad households, and it's terrible, man. It really is awful. But when we don't work hard to achieve the things that we want to achieve, the only person that we're hurting is ourselves. By not being successful and by not working hard, you're not hurting anybody else. You're not people. You're not getting back at anybody. You're just messing yourself up, man. And I see these guys, man, and you talk to people and you see people who had passion and they had drive and they had you know stuff that they wanted to do, but they chose that comfort and the days just slip away. Years go by, months, weeks, it all slips away, and then one day you're looking back when somebody mentions it to you, and you're looking back and you're thinking like, man, now, and a lot of times people feel like it's too late, and you realize you grew old and you don't have time. You know, you don't have the time that you'd have. The best time to work towards our goals is today. Well, really, the best time was yesterday, but you got another chance today. And you know, things take time. People, we're kind of grown up in this age of social media and getting things now and Uber Eats and DoorDash and whatever. And it's like things are getting very convenient. With technology, it's getting very easy to do, and it's only going to get more and more convenient, more and more easy. And if we're not on top of ourselves, we're going to get caught up in the breeze there. We're going to get picked up and carried away, and we're going to be, everybody's going to get to the point where nobody wants to do that because everything attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. My attention span isn't amazing, and then I look at my little brother, his attention span is even worse than mine, and it's like we're constantly getting worse, and technology is great in a lot of ways, but it's also hindered our ability to be patient, you know, in the wait. Patience is a virtue, guys, and it's very important, and it's a very important character trait that it's very hard to earn nowadays. You look around and everything's based on how quick and easy can you get it. Real things that last, things that don't fade away, take time. You know, these things. You're trying to build a business. You're trying to, build success, man. We all grow up and we all see the houses that we want, the cars we want, the lifestyle that we want to live, and very few of us really work towards it. We kind of just feel like it's owed to us. It's not. And that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But we see these things, man. But everybody wants that success and that finish line. Everybody wants to get to that finish line. Nobody's in the race. That's what it feels like. People get busy, people get comfortable, and then the horde of excuses come with it. So it's hard, you know, but I believe in you guys. Hope you guys believe in me. And, you know, just don't be caught up in the comfort wave. Don't be caught up in the riffraff of society, man. The partying and the fun and the drinking and the hangout and the whatever. You guys know what I'm going. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. Don't get caught up in it. But make sure you're content. Appreciate where you are. Appreciate where you've come from. Be content where you are now, because it won't be there forever. And understand that you're still striving. It's okay to be content. Make sure you're still striving forward. And you're still trying to go on. You know, we can all really, really try a little better, work a little harder, but we also need each other, man. You know, we're too hard on each other, but we're not hard on ourselves. And hopefully we can change that. So well, that's about it, man. That's all I got to say today. So you guys think about what I said. If anybody watches this video, maybe they do, maybe they don't, whatever. Think about what I'm saying here. Take it, apply it to your life, and just try it out. Try to be more content, more appreciative of where you are, and really live that out and be thankful for where you are and be really and truly appreciative of it. But also, don't be comfortable. Do things that get you out of your comfort zone and you makes you work a little harder. And, you do that for 3 or 4 months, you'll see a change. Maybe you'll stick with it.